Hey, what is up guys, Smurfy here for another Vintage Cube draft, or Holiday Cube, whatever you want to call it, and this pack is dumb. We've got Mox, and Mana Drain, and I don't know which one's better. Mox is obviously ridiculous, but Mana Drain is too, and we've also got Blightsteel, but yeah, I really don't know what to take here. The Mox is just going to any deck. Mana Drain obviously you need to be in a blue deck. I've never had this come up, so I don't know what to take. Especially two Moxes, that's crazy. So I think I just want to take the Mana Drain, just because I'd like to play a blue deck, and I don't want to pass Mana Drain for everyone else going to blue, or someone else going to blue. But the Moxes are just insane, but then neither of them are blue, so that kind of puts me off of them a little bit. Obviously they're still insane, but yeah, I really want to take the Mana Drain here. I'm not sure what people rate these compared to Mana Drain. I think it's very close. I'm actually going to take Mana Drain here. We'll see if that was the right or wrong pick. I could definitely see that being wrong. But I'm going to stay optimistic and try and go into a blue deck. Obviously I could have taken the Mox and gone into a blue deck, but Mana Drain is just insane. I think I'm going to take Fact or Fiction here. It's between that or Spell Pierce. Other powerful cards, obviously Mere Battlesphere is good with Mana Drain because you counter a big spell, untap, and then you cast it with the Mana Drain mana. But we should be able to pick up win conditions at any time. It's more the counter and draw spells I think are harder to find. So I think it's between Fact or Fiction and Spell Pierce. Nothing else really catches my eye. Like, could go try and get the Mindslaver lock, but I think it's a bit premature to go for that. I'm not sure which one is better. I'm going to take the Fact or Fiction just because we already have one counter spell, and I think this is like Spell Pierce is one of the weaker counter spells, I think, because there's like Mana Drain counter spell, Force of Will, and just the hard counters are the premium ones, and then the soft counter spells are just much weaker. So Thirst for Knowledge or Polluted Delta. Yeah. Oh, Goblin Guide. So red looks pretty good at the minute, but yeah, we've got two good cards. We're not going to go to red. I think the Delta is a very good pickup, just because if we want to splash another colour, then we just do want good fixing for things like Mana Drain. But Thirst for Knowledge is such a good draw spell, and it's instant speed, so you don't have to worry about keeping up mana for a counter spell or draw, because you can just do both. You just pass, and then if they don't do anything, you Thirst. So I'm actually going to take the Thirst here. I can see the Delta being a better pick, but I think this is correct. Okay, so Elish Norn, Chandra, Ralzeric, and Tezzeret are fine. Maya might be okay. We're not a Careful Study deck, that's for more combo reanimated decks. Tezzeret might have been really good with a Mox, because you just play him and go get a Mox straight away if you want to. So far we've got quite a lot of card draw for how many. You've only drafted 3 cards obviously, but we've already got 2 card draw spells, so I quite like Chandra here, because if you play a heavy counter spell deck, so say we took the Spell Pierce over the Fact or Fiction, then the Chandra Zero becomes much weaker, because if you zero and get a counter spell, it just does nothing a lot of the time, but if you get draw spell, then that's great. But I don't even think we want to be doing that in this kind of deck, so I'm going to take, yeah, we'll take Tezzeret. Wow, Koth as well. We've seen Goblin Guide, Searing Blaze, and now Koth. Okay, that's fine. We're not in red. Yeah, at least. And he requires a lot of mountains. So I quite like Council's Judgment. Burst Lightning is pretty weak. Shadow Mage Infiltrator is fine. This back is pretty unexciting. We could just take the Tiger, but we're not in either of those colours yet, but sometimes it can make like a off-colour fetches fetch the right colour. No, I'm just going to take the Council's Judgment. It's just a fine removal spell. Okay, so we're not getting past any more blue. This is really worrying because we took the Mana Drain. That was definitely a risky pick. So we can take the Academy runes and hope the Mindslaver wheels. I quite like that. If not, we could take the Temple or maybe the Ophiomancer. Yeah, we'll take the Academy runes. Okay, so we got this is a pretty good pack. Pentap Prism is just good for fixing, and sometimes ramp. Top is good, but I really like Dragonlord. Obviously, land tax is fine. It's a much better card on the draw, but it's still fine. But we're going to take Ojutai. Ojutai is just a really good win condition. Pretty hard to interact with, so yeah. So I like Nev's Disc here with the Academy runes. You can just blow everything up every other turn. If not, I quite like Wall of Omens. Delver is just not that great in this cube, I don't think. I just don't think it's... unless you just get a very specific heavy spell deck. Even like what we've got so far, I just... still not even interested in it. Mo is actually really good. And Gideon is fine. We'll take Gideon here. So we could take Reflector Mage, maybe Silverblade Paladin, or Parallax Wave, or we could just take the Trop. I actually quite like Reflector Mage if we go like some sort of tempo deck where we play like Ojutai and Gideon, and then maybe like I can't remember what the other card is called, Tree Name Nemesis and things like that. If we just play like an aggressive blue-white deck, that could be pretty sweet. If we can get like some equipment to put on our creatures, that would be nice. And Armageddon's actually pretty good in those decks because you can just get ahead on board and then wipe away all the lands. Both of these wield. Alright, well I'm just going to take the best red card in each pack on the side if there's nothing better to take, because sometimes you just end up in red. Yeah, like that. Like, we've got 1, 2, 3 of the best red cards in the cube. And like, it's not as bad if we do end up in the red deck, because overpassing the Moxes over the Mana Drain, because the Moxes don't even excel that much in the red deck. Obviously they're very good, but they're not like... The difference between an off-color Mox and an on-color Mox in mono red is just ridiculously big compared to other decks. Because like, if you play a Mox on turn 1, it normally doesn't give you an extra 1-drop on turn 1. It's just not as relevant as it looks in those decks. Okay, so we have Time Twister, Deceiver Exarch, and that's about it. I actually really like taking Deceiver here. If we can end up in a blue-red deck maybe or something, I don't know. But Deceiver's just really good in if we can get the combo. So I'm just going to take that. Time Twister is fine. If we play like a more aggressive blue-white deck, I can see taking Time Twister. Just because we can play on curve and then just late game just Time Twister and then draw a bunch of counter spells and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy to take Deceiver here. Wow, Channel, Crucible, Day of Judgment, all great picks. Even Fiery Confidence for the red version. We don't have anything to abuse Channel yet, and we passed the Trop. If I took the Trop, I think I'd be very interested in the Channel. But as we passed it, I'm not. We don't have anything for the Crucible of Worlds yet, but I can see that being very good. If not, Day of Judgment is just like a fine pickup. I think there's a lot more risk taking the Crucible, but I think the reward is much higher as well. So I think I just want to take it. We could also just take the Sorrow Temptation, which is fine, but I'm not excited about that. That's like the kind of card I pretty easily can expect to wheel. To be fair, this isn't a particularly strong pack though. Yeah, we're going to take the Crucible here. That is actually a Muldrifter, not a Through the Breach. Oh, there we go. So Zealous Conscript's another combo piece. Obviously, it's not the other half we're missing, but 2 copies is better than 1. Probe is fine. Muldrifter is very good. That's actually a combo with the Kiki, but I think we just take the Conscript here. and hopefully we can pick up some fixing. Obviously we could take the Temple, but I really like taking the Conscript here, and even if we end up in the red deck, we can play it in there. However, our 5-drop section is pretty stacked at the minute. I can see us cutting Tezzeret because it just doesn't do anything yet, other than Crucible. Oh, we also do have Icecrown Scepter for the mana drain. If we had a couple more counter spells, I'd be much more interested, but we don't. No, I'm going to take the Conscript here. Ooh, Strip Mine, perfect. So that goes with the Crucible, so we just blow up a land every turn. To be honest, nothing else is even interesting. Even in the red deck, like, Char's just not that great. Strip Mine is just great pickup. So we have Quicken. Tinker Mage would have been great if we had the Mox, or a Ajani, or maybe even the Blade Hold if we want to go like really aggressive, but I don't think we do. We're not necessarily playing red yet, so I don't want to take the Ajani. If we take the Trinket Mage, then we have to hit something good in the next pack. Like 1 CMC or less is Mox, Skull Clamp, and that's about it. Oh, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt. We could take the Enlightened Tutor in case we get Splinter Twin, because it's just can fetch Splinter Twin. We could also get the Crucible as well, but I think I prefer just taking Quicken here. It's just a fine card. True Name is exactly what we want. Swords is very good, but I think we want to be more proactive in this deck. If you're like Crucible locking someone, I think it's a lot better to do that in an aggro or an aggressive style deck than a defensive style deck. Like, yeah, if you're like playing Sphinx's Rev and stuff, you wouldn't be hitting your land drops consistently instead of using them to blow up theirs. At least I think so. So I'm going to take the True Name here. Opposition is very good, but it becomes a lot better with tokens, and we're just not going to be a tokens deck, I don't think. Yeah, we could also take the Selfire, but I think we just want the True Name. Like I said earlier, that's pretty much the kind of card we want in this deck. So yeah, we're just going to take that. The Recruiter is good for the combo. Just when it's battlefield, you may search for a creature with power toughness 2 or less. Sorry. Maybe it's not then. Sorry, I thought that was power 2 or less, but it's not. So we could take Mana Tithe there. Mana Tithe is not great, but it's even better with Strip Mine. Early game, people do just like slam creatures, or just spells on curve, obviously, so you can just get them sometimes. The Recruiter can get Kiki Jiki though, but we don't have Kiki Jiki yet, so I'm just gonna take the Mana Tithe there. Okay, this is really off-putting that all the cards are the wrong picture. There we go. So Winterop is fine. If we want to go like land denial or mana denial, should I say? But I don't think it's just what we're looking to do. Not at least like that. So I'm not really sure what the pick is here. We could take Burning Zinnia in case we end up in more. If we end up with a bunch of Planeswalkers, but that's double red. Yeah, nothing in this pack is very exciting. We'll just take the Winterop. Okay, so here there is nothing that we're interested in. We could take Maze, but I'm not even excited by that. The Student is fine, but I don't think we want to be like. I just don't think that's the kind of card we want to take. Maybe it is. This is like really a really unexciting deck. I'm just gonna take the Swift Spear. Flicker Wisp, Flickering. True Name is fine. No, sorry, Reflector Mage is fine. Doesn't do anything else though. At least with our deck. Do we just take it anyway? Sure. Our 3-drop is stacked. Oh, Icecrown Scepter Wield. Fiend Hunter is fine, but Icecrown Scepter with Mana Drain and Quicken is very good. guess we just take Kythian and we're going to end up in an aggressive deck. Or we could take Smokestack, Crucible and things like that. It can lock people out. Yeah, I'll take Smokestack. I don't know if it's going to be good, but Enlightened Tutor is fine. I'll take that. And Riftbolt. Yeah, we have like a 7 or 8 very good cards for mono red. 9 if you include that. Ooh, Cryptic Command is perfect. Oh, Sol Ring. Completely missed that. Yeah, Sol Ring is what we is pretty much considered like one of the top 2. It sucks that we're passing Cryptic Command because it is like exactly what we want. But you just can't pass Sol Ring, I don't think. No, there's just no way. Yeah, we're going to take Sol Ring. If not, I would take Cryptic Command. And if next in line is probably Jace or Thada. Yeah, but yeah, we're just going to take Sol Ring. Sol Ring is broken. We should have taken the Trinket Mage, but obviously we want to know that Sol Ring was going to get past. So next, nothing's really that great. Mr. Kuchi's card disadvantage. Obviously it's fine. Wasteland goes well with the Crucible again. I'm not sure how many colourless sources we can afford to play. I think 2 should be alright. Just because we have like a lot of double white and double blue. Could just take the Signet. I think it's between a Signet. To me it's actually on colour, which is nice. But Wasteland does go really well with the Crucible. And Banishing Light to a lesser extent. That's super. I think Wasteland might just wheel. I'm not sure. I haven't really played land destruction decks very often, so I'm not sure if that will wheel. I'm just gonna take the Signet here. Okay, so we've got another combo piece. It's in the Restoration Angel. Again, we still don't have the actual copy half, which is Splinter Twin or Kiki. But it might just be okay to play. Like, it plays on curve. We can flicker it, or flash it in end of turn, flicker, Reflector Mage, bounce whatever they've played. If not, Fidalkin Shackles is just ridiculous. I played with that card yesterday, and my deck was absolutely trash. But I just took Vidalcan Shackles and played a crap load of islands, and I just won off the back of Vidalcan Shackles pretty much every game. Like, this card is just insane. But I think we do just take Flicker Wisp and try and get at the other half of the combo, because we have so many pieces of this half. Yeah, I'm just going to take Resto here. And it also just lets us hold up counter magic with the Restoration Angel and draw spells as well. Sylvan Library, we're not in green, but sorry, I looked at the breeding pool and then I looked at that and I somehow made the link that we could play it, but obviously we can't. Wandering Funeral is fine, but it's like one of the weaker fixing lands. We could try and play Mentor. I don't think we have that many. Oh yeah, because sorry, Young Pyromancer makes for instance and sorceries, but this actually includes artifacts. Yeah, we actually have quite a lot. I think Monastery Mentor is just the pick. We still have just like a ridiculous amount of 3-drops, but they're not all necessarily going to be played on turn 3. And Pestomite as well. Wow. Yeah, like Crucible you don't have to play on turn 3. Reflector Mage not necessarily on turn 3. Council's Judgment probably not on turn 3. And Thirst for Knowledge, again, you don't have to play on turn 3. So I think we're just going to take the Pestomite here. Like, I really don't like taking another 3-drop. We could just take the Porcelain Legionnaire, but I think we take the Pestomite. This deck is not looking great, but if we can pick up the other half of the combo, then this deck looks pretty consistent actually. So Blaze Splicer is great with Flicker Wisp and Restoration Angel to make extra 3/3s. That's really weak for this power level cube, but I think that's just the kind of thing we've got to work with. It's that or Dig Through Time. I'm not sure which is better. Like, obviously Dig Through Time is a better card, but I don't see how we're going to get that many cards in the graveyard. I guess we've got 16 others, but like permanent. Yeah. Alright, we'll take the dig. This Blaze Splicer is probably going to wheel anyway. We'll take the dig through time. So we could take the Vryn Wingmare if we want to like try and play a D. We are pretty much like a D&T deck. Death and Taxes, just like a really bad Death and Taxes. But again, it's another 3-drop. We just don't want any more 3-drops. I quite like taking the Portal here. Just get some card draw. We could take Helix, but I don't think we want to be doing that. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I think we're just gonna take the Portal here. Yeah. Ah, Splinter Twin, perfect. We were bound to draw it eventually, right? And we do actually have 2 copies because we have the Enlightened Tutor as well. If not, we'd take Jace, but I think realistically this is a pretty shit deck, and this puts it slightly more playable. So we know we're not going to get any more pieces because this is originally our pack again. Banisher Priest is fine, but Tharda is actually pretty good. Again, they're both 3-drops, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll just take Tharda. Wasteland Wield, perfect. We could take the Crusader, but I think we just want Wasteland here. None of these are of interest to us. We'll take the Boros Charm. We might end up playing against like a heavy, maybe land destruction deck or something, I'm not sure. Dual Caster Mage is fine, but it's double red. Mental Misstep, on the other hand, is actually okay. Such a library for up to 4 cards with different names. And then we can't gifts very effectively in this deck, so I'm just going to take Mental Misstep. I'll take the Mardu Boy Reaper against aggro decks. And Eidolon, sure. Yeah, it looks like we should have been in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14. Maybe we have like 14 cards, yeah. Okay, so we've got a lot of cuts to make. I do not like Winter Orb. Ice-Crown Scepter just probably doesn't have enough targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that's enough. Maybe if we just stick Boros Charm in. It's like what, one every, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's like one every 10 cards. No, sorry, it's not even every 10 cards. So we could probably just, yeah. We could probably get away with playing Ice-Crown Scepter. It's insane on Mana Drain, and it's pretty good on Quicken, just being able to draw a card every turn, but the rest is pretty subpar on. Tezzeret is untaps 2 target artifacts, so Soul Ring, Ice-Crown Scepter is quite nice, and it can also tutor for the Crucible. We probably don't want to be playing Smokestack. We could cut Flicker Wisp, it's just not great in this deck. I think we want to keep Monastery Mentor. Gotta make 4 cuts. I think Mental Misstep you can just not play in the main deck, which maybe just means we cut Ice-Crown Scepter. It's just insane with Mana Drain. Like if you just go like turn 2 Ice-Crown Scepter Mana Drain, you can just win the game like on the spot, which kind of makes me want to just play it. Because then we have that as just a combo. Sometimes you win the game, and then we just have a bunch of Splinter Twins to win the game. How many? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 targets. So if we draw the Splinter Twin, we have 4 creatures in the deck that we can like just win the game off, which is insane. And we didn't pick up any fixing, I've just realised that. We're pretty heavy blue, I think. So if I can just start cutting the white cards, maybe. So if I just cut that, Mana Tithe, Ice-Crown Scepter's just probably not playable now. Castle's Judgment is a lot of mana, but I think that's fine because it's just very powerful. I think that looks fine. The Splinter Twin's pretty hard to get, but besides that, I think this looks good. Well, ish. We can also use Enlightened Sheet just to get Soul Ring. Yep. Maybe we do want to play a Winter Orb, I'm not sure. We'll stick with this. So we do want to be playing Wasteland and Strip Mine. It's very bad for our mana, but I think it's just good enough anyway. Like, it's just very hard to deal with Crucible and Strip Mine, and Wasteland is the next best one. So it recommends us to only play two mountains. We need 2 red sources for Splinter Twin, so I think we need like 4, maybe 5. 9, 14, 17, 18, 19. What does that look like? Still too many. We do need to be playing more islands realistically. We just have no fixing. I'm just seeing if trying to see if there's a way that we can somehow add more red to the deck, and then maybe like cut white. We want the Restoration Angel, but I can see us just cutting all of the others just to make the mana better. Oh, we also have Oath and Reflector Mage. So we could just play Koth and Chandra. What if we just go like really aggro-ish? Add those. Cut all of those. Cut those. What does that look like? Open those. So this way we just go like very heavy red and blue. And we don't even have to cut splash the Restoration Angel because we already have 4 creatures. This way we just play like a very aggressive deck. It's like a very bad aggressive deck, but it just happens to have the twin combo and some good cards. Like True Name is very good. I actually quite like this. Let's have a look at it on the curve. It even fits better on the curve. The deck is completely all over the place though. Let's separate them all. Like double red, double blue, again double blue. I kind of like this more. I'm not sure. Like Enlightened Tutor and Restoration Angel were both very nice, but the mana just looked so poor. I felt like we were just gonna draw the Splinter Twin and never be able to cast it for the whole game. And then what's the point? Like, sure, you have 2 copies of Splinter Twin and like 5 copies of Flicker Targets, but if you can't cast it, then it just does nothing. At least this way. Sometimes you just cast aggressive cards and you hit like you slow them down enough and then eventually you just draw the combo, and this way it's just a lot easier to cast the combo. And sometimes you just play like a Koth or a Chandra and you can just win the game off the Planeswalkers this way. And late game, like Chandra's just drawing you an extra card to look for the combo. You know what, screw it, I'm going to play this. Could definitely be wrong. The white version could be better, but I'm not convinced it is. I think both decks are pretty weak. But at least this one is easier to cast the combo, and I think the combo is how we're going to win. Like, sure, Reflector Mage and Flicker Whisper fine, and like casting them might just be okay, but it's not very powerful, and the Twin is ultimately the most powerful thing we can do with this pool, so I think that's just what we want to do. Yeah. So by colour, we want the Wasteland and the Struck Mine still. They're just good enough. We could actually play the Shrine as well. I don't think we want to though. Maybe the Winter Orb goes in this deck. You can use Winter Orb. It's quite nice with land destruction, so if we get like an early dragon, early 1-drop, 2-drop, like the Dragon Lord or Eidolon, we can just like keep them off mana for ages. Maybe we do just want Winter Orb then. Don't know what we'd cut for Winter Orb. Possibly Dig Through Time. We have 13 non-creature spells. No, actually, wait. Yeah, 13 non-creature spells. Those are all permanents. I guess Fact or Fiction helps with it. And then we've got 3 Planeswalkers. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we've only got like 6 or 7. Yeah, Dig Through Time looks pretty weak in this deck. So I'm going to cut that for Winter Orb. And maybe we're just going to cheese people out. There's 25 cards, including the 2 land destruction spells, or land destruction lands. More islands? No, I think we want more mountains. Sure, Mana Drain is very good, but yeah, we want to be casting like the dragon and stuff early. The Dragon Lord, sorry. Yeah, also I'm playing Quicken because I just don't think we have anything better, and 1 blue mana, try and draw the combo, is just probably better than anything else we have. That's why I'm playing it. Alright, that's what we're going to play. This deck is an sorry, this deck is an absolute pile. It's probably the worst draft I've ever done, I'd like to think. Yeah, so that's going to be the deck. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in round 1. Peace.